What up, guys? It's Tyson from AI Talk Pros. So today is going to be part two of creating a funnel inside of GoHighLevel, and we're picking up at the headline stage. So if you are just getting here for the first time, go back and make sure you watch part one of creating a funnel in GoHighLevel so you can get the full tutorial. This is part two. And in case you don't know who we are a conversational AI agency. What that basically means is we do call centers based on AI. So it doesn't matter if you need customer service, sales, or just someone to pick up the phone. We do all that with a voice that sounds like a real human, and it can do one call a day, or it can do 10,000 plus dials per minute. So whatever volume you have, we can handle it and we can help you. But anyway, let's dive into this tutorial, give you guys a little bit of info, and pick up where we left off. So in writing the headline, there's all this info here, things that we want to go by. But we, of course, have this checklist here. And we also have these headline templates. So we're going to open these templates, and we're going to select one that's going to work for our use case over on our landing page. And so just to jog your memory, of course, this is the landing page that we were creating. And you can just kind of look at this template, copy it if you want to. And I just put some notes in here, some principles about the headlines. So that's covered in part one. We won't rehash it, but just so that we have a visual, this is what we're working with here. All right, so let's go down this list that we have here. We have how to solve a problem in number of easy steps, discover the secret or proven method to achieving a goal, get desired result in just time frame, how to desired result in just time frame and know it's not hidden suspicions, the ultimate quick and easy way to solve a problem or achieve a goal, number of ways to improve a quality / achieve a goal, the secret proven techniques to achieving goal, number of things you must know about topic, and the surprising little known truth about topic, and how to achieve a goal without common obstacle, the step-by-step complete guide to achieving a goal, get desired result in just this much time with proven simple method, the surprising shocking truth about topic that nobody talks about, how to achieve a goal and achieve an additional goal at the same time, the ultimate incredible way to solve a problem / achieve a goal that guarantees success is backed by science, get unbelievable result with this proven revolutionary approach to solving problem, achieve a goal, the easy / foolproof way to achieve a goal that experts, successful people use, the perfect ideal solution for solving a problem, achieving a goal guaranteed, and find out the secret hidden strategies for achieving a goal experts and successful people use. All right, we got a bunch more. The quick, simple way to achieve a goal. Now, I could go down this, and I'm sure that we've all seen headlines that are similar to this in the past. And the reason for that is, these formats are all very effective. So to do this, of course, we want to apply the principles that we covered about in part one, and we have our checklist. But we also want to streamline this process as much as we can to come up with a bunch of good headlines. So what we can actually do is we can copy and paste all this into ChatGPT. Something that I've done with ChatGPT is I've given it a lot of information about our business. So it gives me very specific advice. Something, if you use OpenAI at all, then I suggest doing that because it will have the memory of what you've said and apply that in its responses to you. So we're going to copy all this as well as some other instructions, drop it in ChatGPT, and see what headlines it comes up with for us. All right, so here we are in ChatGPT, and what I've done is I put in the entire framework, all the principles, everything that we've covered, as well as those headline templates, and asked it to generate some headlines. So I don't think any of these are necessarily finished, but they're a starting point. So let's look at what we have. All right, how to maximize appointment setting efficiency in 3 easy steps. Discover the secret to doubling your sales calls without hiring more staff. Get 50% more customer service calls handled in just 30 days. How to achieve 24/7 phone coverage in just 1 week and know it's not outsourcing. Ultimate way to automate your business phone operations and boost sales. 7 proven techniques to increase customer satisfaction over the phone. Little known truth about using AI for customer service. How to increase sales calls without increasing your headcount. The step-by-step guide to transforming your phone operations with AI. Get more sales calls in just 7 days with this proven method. The surprising truth about AI-powered appointment setting. How to automate appointment setting and customer service at the same time. It's kind of interesting. The incredible way to boost your business phone efficiency that guarantees success. Get unbelievable results with this revolutionary approach to business phone operations. Foolproof way to increase customer service efficiency that experts use. The ideal solution for automating phone operations guaranteed. Find out the hidden strategies for boosting phone sales that experts use. The simplest way to handle more customer calls that has proven results. Get amazing results with this groundbreaking method for sales calls. Game-changing solution to automating your business phone operations. Now, I'm not really in love with any of those, but they are starting points, like I said, and they're, like we said before, it may be when you're bored and out of ideas that the best headlines come. So this definitely gets a lot out of the way and gets us started. So let's look at what else it gave us. Revised examples. Maximize your appointment setting efficiency, just 3 simple steps. So now we have pre-headlines and sub-headlines, so attention business owners. And discover how AI can handle your appointment setting with precision and ease. Discover the secret to doubling your sales calls without adding more staff. Companies looking to scale. Learn how AI Talk Pros can revolutionize your business sales. So I like this because it adds a little bit more to it. So we're going to ask ChatGPT, examples. Would you create the same, the rest of the headlines you generated? See what we get now. Ultimate way to automate your business phone operations and boost sales. Business owners, discover how AI can streamline your phone operations and drive more sales. Okay, getting closer. Proven techniques to increase. With this one, I might use that technique that's like, and no, it's, I know it's not something that they might expect, so a lot of people, in fact, most people have not heard of our industry because it's so new and what we work in. So they might be thinking, oh, maybe a phone burner is using some sort of AI to make my people more efficient. No, this is AI entirely doing the calls for you. So that's where I might want to implement something along those lines. See, proven techniques to increase customer satisfaction over the phone. All right. So I'm going to go down, read all these. It didn't even give me all of them yet, so I'm just going to say continue. And then it will generate all those for me. But as I'm looking at these, as I pick out maybe my 5 favorites or even generate some on my own using inspiration that I got here, I'm of course going to come to, I'm going to come to this checklist here. The headline should make your ideal prospect think subconsciously, right? Wow, this is specifically for me. Speaks to one big promise, dog whistles, sounds new and exciting. I have no clue what this is. And we have proof and credibility. While, of course, keeping in mind these principles, right? The bait, appealing to the right market. I probably want to appeal as little as possible to solopreneurs just because they don't have nearly the volumes. Not that they couldn't benefit, but larger businesses who already have a lot of leads are going to see a lot more benefit, much more dramatically and more quickly. So I want to use the right bait, right? And then we have the novelty. It can't sound like the old thing. Curiosity, make it somewhat clickbaity, but again, not to fool someone into buying something that they don't need, but to get them curious enough that they actually introduce themselves to the service that will be extremely valuable to them, just like we covered before. And then the believability, of course. So I'll have to back it up with stats, numbers, something along those lines. So those are the things I'm going to go through right now. And I will jump back on here with you guys as soon as I have something that I'm ready to work with so that we can continue the funnel. But I hope you take this headline portion to heart and take it seriously. And if the first one that we use doesn't work, then we'll try again. This is about testing at the end of the day and getting something that is going to convert the right audience and get them to a place where they benefit from our services. All right. See you in a sec. All right. So we're back with this. And so after I went with the process through ChatGPT, my own creativity and everything else, this is what I came up with. And so this is what we're going to deploy on version 1. Again, we always want to test, but I feel like this could be solid. So for the pre-headline, I have supercharge your appointment setting. For the main headline, I have in one click, deploy 100,000 setters to fill your closers' calendars on autopilot. And the subheadline, and no, it's not a foreign call center. Discover how our unique method eliminates the need for human outbound reps while doubling their efficiency and results from the same existing lead sheet. You might change that to say same exact. I don't know. I feel like that reads a little bit better. Discover how our unique method eliminates the need for human outbound reps while doubling their efficiency and their results from the same exact lead sheet. Okay. So that's what I came with. And so let's look at our principles one more time. So first we have your headline is your bait, appeal to your ideal market. Cheap opt-ins are not the goal. The right opt-ins are. So use the right big promise for your target market. Use novelty and mystery. Use the word new. Use trending topics. So I missed the word new. I can put it right here. All right. And trending topics. Now, I would normally put AI in here, and I've had that on other headlines before. The reason I am going to avoid that for the time being is I've also talked with a lot of businesses where the people lower down in the company, they're very excited about this. They love technology and they see the potential, and they know that AI is expanding rapidly, but the people in charge are generally a little bit more advanced in age and set in their old ways, and AI scares them. So we want to get them far enough that they can trust and understand that our AI can really get these results for them, but we have to get them past this first step. So the goal is to let them know it's AI on the call. So following this, there will be an automated call, and that call will let them know that they're speaking with AI. And I've found that with the technology, if someone knows it's AI ahead of time, they immediately just start trying to throw it curveballs and throw it off. And although it handles that very well, they're getting away from the point, they're getting away from the benefit. While if they don't know it's AI, when they first speak with it and then find out later, they're always shocked because they never suspect it. They think it's a human setter from our team calling them. So that's why I'm leaving that out. Anyway, let's look at novelty. Don't sound like the old thing that hasn't worked for them before. Use a mystery or random name for what will get them results. So how we're covering novelty here is new unique method, so 100,000 setters is a lot, and new unique method. And I also want to cover how we're using the right bait here. So somebody who only needs like 2 or 3 appointments a day isn't going to need 100,000 setters. But someone who needs 10, 100 or more appointments per day and has a lead list large enough is going to go for this bait. So that's why we want to put it that way. Anyway, curiosity, they can't know what it is. Again, why I'm not saying AI, and be hyper-specific. Trying to educate them leads to expensive advertising campaigns. So the more high impulse you're advertising, the more effective it's going to be. And again, so we're not educating them here. We're just letting them know, hey, we have this new, unique method, and it eliminates the need for human outbound reps. What? And it's not a foreign call center? How could this be? And then believability, so credibility, but don't be fake. Be specific, because people don't trust generalizations. So in here, I might come in and make mention of some statistics. I might share like an image or something that shows how much more effective the AI is than humans, and then allude to the fact that they're going to get that in the free case study or video, whatever I choose to share as my lead magnet. So that way it's instantly deliverable, and they can get the benefit, the education from it immediately. But there's enough credibility here on the landing page that they'll want to click through and receive that. So that's going to be my next step. I don't know if you also paid attention, but we do have a qualifying page and disqualifying page. It's kind of a short survey. So that's the page that we're also going to be building next, so we can weed out the smaller clients. I mean, I definitely have products that work for them, but in this specific campaign, we want to go for people that can actually utilize the full potential of this technology. So again, like I said, the next thing is figuring out how to get an image here on the page that lends some sort of credibility and lets them know they need to click through. They need to find out what we're offering here. So let me go ahead and get rid of this now that we've covered the principles. Quick save, always quick save. Don't lose your progress. And let's just look at what we have so far. So we have our favicon, we have our logo, we have our pre-headline, main headline, sub-headline, and then the button to opt in. So the other things that we need to build, of course, is in the button itself, there's going to be a pop-up. We need to build that out. We need to build out our form in GHL. And we also need to make this our footer instead of the stock footer that came with this. And in that, of course, we're going to have our privacy policy, our terms of service page. And if you don't have one, very easy to create. Just create a blank page in GoHighLevel. You can add it to your funnel or to your site and link to it from here. And you can use ChatGPT to help you come up with a policy, or the AI of your choosing. All right, so we looked at that. And I'll be back with you as soon as I have those steps done, or at least, an image on the page, something that gives that credibility and is enough bait for them to want to click through. All right, so I have created an image inside of Canva, downloaded it, and we're going to put it right here. So there's a couple ways to do this, as you know. If I want to use this template in the future and swap out images, the best way to do this is probably with custom values. So I will create a custom value for the image and then put it here. So let's go over just one moment. All right, so we're in our images, and I've made a website and funnel content type of folder here. So we're going to click on this, get link, and then we're going to jump over into our custom values. All right, so now in custom values, we create a new one, and I'm just going to call it funnel logo 1, or not logo, image. So that way, if I reuse this funnel for any clients or I duplicate it, all I have to do is go in and create custom or change the custom value here. So like, let's say I take this to a snapshot to another sub account. Obviously within the same sub account, it's going to, if I change the link out, it's going to show something different entirely than I want. But let's say we'll put the name of the funnel in the name right there so we know which one it's a part of. And then again, if we take the snapshot out, use it anywhere else, then that will always be changed. So I could create another custom value for another funnel and then just drop the image in here, and we'll come back and we'll mess with the folders later. In fact, I'll probably make a folder just for this funnel itself in the future. So we click on create. And then we're going to find that right there, copy that custom value. Now you can see right here, I've already added an additional column to the same section, and I added an image element. So over here in the image options, I just put that custom value in and done. Now we click save. And because we're using the custom value, well, hold on, let me do this too. Forgot to delete all that extra stuff before. Now it's done. All right, so no spaces there. Go to the end of it, no spaces there. And we'll click save. And it's going to say broken image, but again, if we come to the preview, let it load up, and we have this image, and it says our new method, and this is an SVG, by the way, and I did that, so hopefully it appears better on mobile. But our new method currently outperforms your in-house setters, and then kind of gives the stats. So industry average and 15.2% is what we're doing gets. So you can see all that. Close that preview out. And now we're going to look at the mobile version. Sorry. Click on this. See if we can get the preview of that up. No, it looks like we're going to have to make it responsive. So let's go to trying to remember. Oh, developer. There it is, center view. And it's not letting us do it. So give me a second, I'll show you how to view this in mobile. I can't remember which plugin I'm using for that. Actually, it wasn't developer tools. So for some reason, the first time I clicked that drop down, all the options were gray, but the second time I clicked it, it came up fine. So now you see it pulls up the sidebar, and we have this option here. Now we're looking at what it would look like on a mobile phone, a very large one, but still a mobile phone. And we scroll down and we see that that SVG image has actually resized itself to be visible on mobile, as well as the logo and other elements. But we need to come in and fix the size of all this text. It's kind of crazy, and the size of the button. So that's what we'll do next after we get out of mobile mode. All right, so you can see right here, I've dropped in this footer, and I have that saved in my section templates. So we have that footer, and I can get rid of this section. Now, the one thing with this footer template, and I may have to redo it in the future, is it has a huge empty space up here. And I can't figure out why, because I click on the element, it doesn't have a ton of padding or a margin. I click on the section itself, doesn't have a crazy amount of padding or anything else. And I click, or the row, and I click on the section, it doesn't have a crazy amount of anything. So for some reason, it's just wanting a huge space here, but it's not the end of the world. And this isn't the point of the landing page either. The point of the landing page is, of course, having someone opt in. So we're not going to worry about it too much. But with that in place, let's look at preview, and then we'll fix the mobile view before we move to the next step. All right, so boom, boom, and then we have the footer. So nothing for them to do other than get to the opt-in. You know what? One more thing before we go that way is probably form time. So let's make sure that we get pop-up correct in the next step. Oh, and just to show you guys as well, back to the headline thing. So I did create this Google Doc, and I took all the information from it's my company. Took all the information from ChatGPT, and I put it in here. So it gave me so many different headline options, and I asked it to narrow them down, and it finally came out with these revised versions. And then I took the pre-headline and sub-headline from each of those, and I kind of looked at which pre-headline, headline, and sub-headline I wanted to use, and then I further narrowed it down by changing the verbiage a little bit until it was exactly what I liked. And I called that V1. I will come back and probably make V2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it takes to get to the one that actually lands and gets the conversion rate that we're looking for with the correct target market. So close out of that. All right, come to this, and it's time for form. So I'm going to click on this, pop-up settings. Where should we send the case study? I don't know if I want the background of this to be black necessarily. So I'm going to click on that. You got the overlay color, that's this. As far as the background of the thing itself. So this is the form in GoHighLevel, but then we have the settings of the pop-up. So the border color, that's right there. I'm not seeing an option for the background, but I'm sure I'll find it. Probably just not thinking about this correctly. So this form is why we want a separate window up here, so that we don't have to completely leave this to come back and look at the update and how it looks. So we'll go into our forms in GoHighLevel and make this what we want. And in our case, we always want to gather the phone number, and you will too. So there's two reasons for that. The first reason is we actually call everybody that opts in here. And we're able to do that because of our technology. But the second reason is a person's profile in GoHighLevel is going to have their phone number attached to it. And so if you go to the second page here, which is the qualifying page, as they fill out that survey or form, you're going to have a hidden field there for phone number as well, and you're going to make it not required. And then you're also going to make it auto-populate. So the reason behind that is when this person goes to that next page, they've already put their name, their number, their email, and everything in. Now they're filling out that survey. Well, you want that survey to be associated to their contact in GoHighLevel. So by making the phone an element on that survey, making it invisible and not required, and autofill, it's going to attach all their survey answers automatically to their contact inside of GoHighLevel. So just a pro tip you're going to want to do. But anyway, this form is basically the information that we need. So we're going to keep that. But I'm going to reword this depending on what lead magnet we decide to offer. So changing the style of this is part of it. And changing kind of like the word that this says and then the associated button says is what we're going to change as well. And we're just doing all this before we perfectly format it for mobile, and then we'll move forward from there. All right, guys, so we're starting to take shape here. I want to show you a couple changes that I made. So number one is I came up here and made something that's desktop only for the top of the page. Now, the way I did that is I come into advanced and I make sure it's only visible. Sorry, it's the column itself. So let me go to layers. So this 2-column row you can see is only visible on desktop. And this 1-column row you can see is only visible on mobile. And the way you do that is clicking on the column itself, or here from the layers, going into advanced, and then you see only desktop is highlighted here. That's what we want. So it's going to look different on mobile and on desktop. So I want to show you exactly how that looks. All right, and if you're in Google Chrome, by the way to quickly switch between, I also fixed this issue too. Couldn't figure out what it was, so I made a new column, and I moved the logo and all this stuff down into the new column, deleted the old one, and the problem's gone. Or I should say row. So if you're on Chrome and you hit Command Option I, that will quickly open the mobile view. Now you can see the logo at the top doesn't have that other extra word. It took up too much space, and everything was going to be way below the fold, which is what we don't want. Now we're going to come and fix this text, but before we do, I'll show you the kind of guide or case study that I came up with. First, let's get out of this. And we're back to this. So you can see I also changed the text here on the button to say Quick Start Guide. So that's what we're going to be calling it, is the Quick Start Guide. So this is what it looks like. Your deliverable does not need to be overly complicated. And basically what this does is it lets them know a little bit about the AI. So it doesn't, I would say, over-educate them, but it gives them a brief overview of what this is so that they're aware of the space, and then it also has a call to action. So I'm going to shoot a separate video, not for you guys obviously, but for the fulfillment page, where I give an overview of this guide, and then this guide gets emailed to them like a few hours after. And in that time, they should have already had a call from our systems. But like it says, how to supercharge your appointment setting with AI, a quick start guide. Introduction, talks about how businesses need this and how to automate appointment setting. So that's what we're going to focus on here. I like to focus on appointment setting because that's where we can drive the most revenue the most quickly. It's not everyone's top of mind pain point, but it is a huge pain point as soon as they think about it, because since we can deliver more than double the appointments from the same exact lead sheet, then they're effectively spending half the amount of money that they were spending per lead, because they're getting double the business from the same amount of leads. So this quickly goes through that, why it's efficient, the availability of it, consistency, cost savings, understanding AI in appointment setting, kind of explains an overview of AI. Again, a lot of people that are in charge, the decision makers, are scared of this. So I wanted to make it as simple as possible. I threw an image in there, the same one that we had on that landing page. So familiarity and, an opportunity for them to dig deeper into what this actually means for them, how they can set up conversational AI, optimizing it for efficiency, monitoring success, and a conclusion, again, with the call to action if they want to work with us. So that's going to be the deliverable. I'll cover it in a video, and then they'll get the actual PDF in their email. And ChatGPT was even kind enough to write those first couple emails for me. So the initial one where it delivers it to them, and then the follow-up as well. So let's go to this. All right, so I want to look at right here. So in case you guys need help creating a lead magnet, these are kind of things I followed, and I put these into ChatGPT as well. But you need to create the fulfillment, not have it on the thank you page. Instead, have it get sent through email after a few hours. And then, of course, easy way to create the MVP fulfillment, make a PDF breaking it down in a 5-minute Loom, going over it and explaining it, which is what I'll do. And then I want to get rid of this for now. Okay. So I'll also be adding other free things into the email that I already have, some blog posts and things. In fact, ChatGPT suggested some of those. I'll show that to you. So more tools to help you. 5 benefits of using AI for appointment setting at car dealerships. For example, how AI pros helped this person and automotive. I also told it to go less automotive focused. For some reason, it really got onto that, but various industries, how we helped the business increase appointments by 30%. It's just coming up with these, right? Suggestions. So I'll put things in here, but use this as inspiration. An ultimate guide to AI in sales and customer service, blah, blah, blah. Book a demo, and us at AI Talk Pros. So that's what we came up with. There's some instructions on creating a easy deliverable thing for you. And you can also come up with other guarantees, promises, whatever your product or service is, so you can get things to them. You can even sell from the thank you page. You can have a free lead magnet. Then you can also have a low cost upsell, or you can have a webinar that you maybe charge for. I think it really depends on your audience. How hot are those leads? How much trust do they already have in your brand? If they're extremely cold, then I would go with more of a free thing plus a small upsell, something for $50, $49, $99, whatever, something along those lines. We're also offering them a free consultation if they make it all the way to the thank you page and they don't get filtered out by the qualifying page. So those are some things you can do. With that said, let's come back to this website and let's make it look good on mobile. So I'm going to click on the mobile view, and I have the big iPhone. I don't know if you can see it. If I hold it up to the page here, it's still wider than my phone, which is pretty wide. So in this developer mode, if I click on preview again, and I go Command Option I, I've narrowed it down so that it's about the same width as my iPhone. So I'm going to have to bounce back and forth a little bit between this and the editor just to make sure I get the font the right size. But, we get a good idea over here. So first of all, this is huge. Probably going to want to decrease this to, say, 25. So that's a maybe. We'll see how it looks. Probably decrease this to 35. And this again, probably to 25. Possibly even smaller on the mobile, 20. Okay. So let's click save. We might want it even smaller, but let's see how it looks on the width of my phone. Okay, still a little big there. I don't hate this, and I don't hate this. So let's see what this looks like at about 30. Because if I look at the phone, for example, that sub-headline is definitely below the fold, and the main headline definitely goes all the way down to it. So let's click this, go with 30. Might even go down to 28, but we'll see. Click out of the old one, make a new one. Okay, one click, deploy 100,000 settings to fill your closers' calendars on autopilot. Not hating it, but let's try 28. And I might even text the preview link to myself just to absolutely see how it's going to look on mobile. So here we go. This is just an easy, quick reference. I wonder what would happen if I made this 18, because I'm not hating that. Let's try this. They collect fast. All right, I'm going to grab this link. Text it to myself and open it. All right, we'll take a look, see how it is. It's actually looking really good. It's showing me the message preview, which is a little bit annoying. And the logo isn't displaying correctly. So let me show you guys, see if you can see that. Definitely not clear enough. Probably need to get a new Mac soon. This one still just works so well. Obviously, you see the button, which is huge. The image looks really nice. But the point is, we've got the font correct now. Now let's work on the button size. Get rid of that. Tab. Okay. Get rid of this one. And come into here. So, first of all, the font size does not have to be 56. We chose 28 here. Let's see what happens when we go 28 with this. What I'd actually like to do I'd like to see if we can get everything to fit on one line in the button, but I'm worried it'll be too small. So if I go to 12, It's like comical. What about 15? 16? Possibly 18. Not too much. But you have to remember this is a responsive design too. So it looks full width here, but if we take it down to the size of the iPhone, it's like, what does it actually look like? So click on preview again. And it does make it 2 lines. So 12 might be the ticket, as long as it doesn't look crazy on my actual phone. Another thing I can do to make it more obvious that it's a button is I think I can round out the corners, but I might have to select a different button entirely. Either way, I want it to be a very obviously clickable thing so it doesn't get skipped over. Let's click save. Let's preview it here. And that still goes on the 2 lines, which may not be the end of the world. And maybe the name that I have for it is just too long, but I feel like it's relevant for this page. I would just say my suggestion is if you can get it on one single line within that button, aesthetically, it's just more pleasing, but it may be effective. And it's also something that you can test too. You can have something bigger, something smaller, and see which thing people interact with more for your specific use case. Actually, I want to send that to myself again. So I'll go ahead and pause the video, go through this process for a minute, and then jump back on with you guys as soon as I have something I'm happy with. All right, so I'm happy with it. I've actually created, I went with 18 and wrong thing. Went with 18 on the font size because it actually shows up on one line on my phone. It looks really good, even though it shows up 2 lines here. So again, trial and error until you get it just right. Advanced, I went in here and I added a shadow and no button effects because I think those are kind of cheesy. Left everything else just the same, and there is no option to kind of round the edges here, so I would have to go with maybe like a separate button. They have all these here. I'm probably using this one with a custom background color. This is a more round button, so is this. You know, so many different styles you can go with. I don't really need that. But point is, I got it looking how I want it. Now, the pop-up still looks absolutely crazy on mobile. This should say quick start guide. I'm probably going to go with a similar font that I have with the others. Close out the pop-up, probably this size, which was 28. So I open the pop-up. And again, I'm already in the mobile editor, so you can see the font size for mobile is already selected here, although I can switch over to desktop. 28, that's much more acceptable. And then I need this button, obviously, to say something different. And I can edit the form. However, that's going to jump me into a different window, so I want to make sure I save before I do that. And I'm probably going to make a duplicate of the existing form, just like I did with the entire funnel, and edit that form instead. So I'm going to go ahead and do just that. But yeah, other thing too is
kind of want to see if I can change the background of the pop-up. So if I figure out how to do that, then I'll let you guys know. That's the next step. Stay tuned. Actually, update. So I did click save, but when I clicked this edit form button, they must have made an update because I don't remember it being that way before. It did open a new tab automatically for me to edit this form. Now, but like I said, I'm probably going to want to make a duplicate of this and make sure that it's hooked up correctly, obviously to the correct follow-up funnel. I need any lead that fills out this specific form to go ahead and receive that lead magnet that I have created. So I'll make sure that that's all connected and I'll cue you guys in on that process. All right, so I made updates to the form, gave it a name so I know exactly what funnel it's related to. And right here on the button, I, of course, changed what it says. And I've added a shadow, just 2, 2, 3 on the blur. And that's it. Now you kind of want to see how it's going to look on mobile. So I'm going to click save, click preview, and of course text that to myself. Check it. It looks a little bit big. It's definitely on 2 lines there. And unfortunately, and then this is a downside with the forms in GoHighLevel, is they don't have a mobile option currently. So I can always change the text size. Let's see, currently it is at 25. So let's see what happens if we change it to 18, just like the other. I don't think 18 is going to look too small for desktop because, again, that's still larger than these fonts here. And I'm going to hit preview again. 18 was the size that it showed fine on the phone before. So let's see what that looks like. Still just a little big, so I'm going to try different sizes till it works, but most likely 16. All right, so size 16 did it. Looks perfect on the phone. So I can go ahead and click out of that. This is already saved. So now I can come back into the website. And all this is going to look proper. I probably have to reload it though, just because since I've made updates to the form, and again, I've already saved it, the form is going to appear differently than it did before. Now, the reason you want to optimize the font size for mobile over desktop again is most of your traffic is going to be mobile these days, in most cases. So let's look at the pop-up. And again, on here, it looks like it's on 2 lines, although it's not terrible. But on my phone, it's actually on 1 line, so we're happy with it. All right, so I did find how to change the background color. I don't know how I didn't see this before, but under pop-up settings, it was right here. Guess I wasn't looking closely enough. So I found a background color I liked. Kind of wanted to go with white, but makes the text disappear, which I could change the color of. Maybe I'll just do that. Here. bold color. So just click out of this. Oh my gosh, seriously. Bold text color. And I want a question mark there. Awesome. So let's save that again. Now we're optimized for mobile. We have all the content that we need on the page. When we click this button, it's of course going to pull up that pop-up, not in the editor, but when we're in preview mode. And we have our image, which actually looks good on the phone. We have our footer. Now, of course, you're going to want to update all of your SEO metadata, content, keywords, author, social image. Of course, do all those things. I won't make this an SEO video, but most of the traffic that you get to this is likely going to be from affiliates, ads, other promotional means, social media, and not probably from organic. So I wouldn't put too much stress on that. Put more stress on SEO for your main website and web page, but for your opt-in funnels, don't put too much stress on it. So let's look at the desktop view again. We've got this, boom. If this actually appears on a page, all this is going to be above the fold, and we can see that in preview mode. All that, and then if they scroll, then there's a little bit of extra information, of course. But the fold, guys, in case you don't know, is everything that you can see on a web page without scrolling. Once you start to scroll, that's what's below the fold. Just industry term. So we like what we see. Our form is integrated. Now we have to go on to the next page, the qualifying page and survey. So we'll do that. We'll get the lead magnet connected up, and then obviously we have all the fulfillment on that. So those things are probably going to be a part 3 of this video, but we have a landing page. We have everything we need, and we even created the lead magnet itself that will be the deliverable later. Hopefully this helps, guys. Again, Tyson at AI Talk Pros. If you yourself are interested in working with us to get results for your business, of course, check all of our links in the description or our bio. You'll find out how to reach out to us, and maybe you yourself will come through this funnel. We'll see. But there's definitely some value here, and definitely gets people introduced to our services, and that's the entire point of a funnel. So with that said, we'll see you in part 3.